Hello, hello. Welcome back. Sliding is trash, and I don't know why, but it's not important. Welcome. This is a collective reading for everyone for this week. I am a little bit late, so forgive me. But I'm going to pull a couple cards for the beginning, middle, and end of the week. I'm going to further elaborate on these cards, and then I'll pull an oracle card at the end for advice. Let's go ahead and get into it. All right. So beginning, middle, and end of the week for the collective, please. All right. The beginning of the week, we have mature woman. So something about a mature woman could be relevant for you. We are having our full moon in Cancer today. So, well, technically it's already passed, but anyway. So this could be something about a nurturing aspect, a woman in your life, since the Cancer energy is the sign of Cancer rules the mother. So something concerning your mother, a mother wound could be coming up to the surface, something like that. You could be actually speaking to your mother, communicating with your mother, something about a mother or a mature woman. It could be a grandmother. You could be getting a paranormal visit from someone who has passed on, but this mature woman is here. So this could be someone in your life who's older, doesn't have to be older. You view this person as mature, wise, full of experience. Maybe they played a part in helping you grow up or nurturing you, taking care of you as a youth, as a child, still now. Let's clarify this mature woman, please. Mature woman, please, for the collective. All right, so we got death and the Page of Wands. So it could be someone who has passed on, who is not physically here with us anymore. So it could be like a passed on grandmother, mother, great-grandmother, something like that. Somebody who's a maternal ancestor of yours. You could be getting spiritual messages or communication from this person, or there could be a transformation in this relationship where there's a growth and a rebirth taking place, a metamorphosis, and now there's a willingness to learn different spiritual aspects that are more innate to your culture, to your ancestry, your background. This Scorpio energy, check where Scorpio is in your chart. You could be having transits that connect to your moon or your fourth house, like me. It can also just represent new messages, new insight, inspiration, drive, excitement with this rebirth. As this rebirth and this change and transformation takes place, there could be losses, but there could be gains as well. So I feel like something something drastic and dramatic could take place. There is change, but I feel like there's an energy of excitement and curiosity, and like there's a playfulness and an intrigue that is that comes from that. Let's further clarify this. Show me the death card. So we have the death card, the Two of Wands. The Two of Wands is an energy of planning. Planning, putting things together. Brainstorming, like not necessarily brainstorming, but planning, meeting people, partnerships. So there could be a change or transformation taking place in the people around you, your environment, your plans. Your plans could just be changing, like what you thought you wanted to do, where you wanted to go, who you thought you wanted to be friends with, connected to, colleagues with. All of that could be changing. And then we have the Page of Wands clarified by the Four of Swords. So this feels like maybe there's a lot of meditation taking place, isolation, time alone, time away from people. Balance in the mind space could be bringing an insight or increase of spiritual messages and downloads, because I feel like this is what that is for me. All right. And you could be getting messages from a mature woman. This mature woman figure could be someone who is helping you unlock this, helping you along this journey, providing an example for you, or it could be like a guide, an ancestor, or something like that. Middle of the week, we have expectation. So we have the Two of Wands, so it makes sense that this follows because this has the energy similar to like a Three of Wands. So this is an energy of waiting on something. It's also known as like the 3-month wait. You could be anticipating something, expecting something. I'm going to briefly read over the description from the book. It can quite literally mean that there's a pause, a waiting period, or no forward motion. So things could feel really slow right now. Mercury just recently went retrograde on the 14th. So that could be contributing to it as well. But there's reflection and contemplation, thinking things through, patience and non-action. Those are great things to take advantage of during this period. So with this reflection and this time, this downtime, lots of spiritual downloads and insight can come in. So just be mindful of that. Sit in silence, play some meditation music, go for a walk, don't wear any headphones, just listen to the birds chirping, just allow your thoughts to roam, and then just see what comes in and just dabble in that space. It also mentions that this card describes all your expectations, wishes, and hopes. So you could be getting very clear on those things, like revamping what you like. That's what I say. Everything you thought you wanted is changing. Like there's a change of plans. So now you're just revisiting or reconfiguring all of this. Like, okay, what do I want? Let's figure out the next 3 months of my life, or let's figure out what's going to take place or what's going to happen next. So you're trying to figure out how to reach your goals. It is also a reminder to be patient in doing so. It says that it can indicate that you're wishing for a partnership and still have to wait. In professional matters, you should be patient as time is working for you. So things are moving, and you may just be in a position where you can't see the things that are taking place behind the scenes. It says although this card is a card of longing, it advises waiting rather than forcing the issue. It's best to let things happen on their own. It's sometimes referred to as 3 months patience. So let's further clarify this card. Show me expectations. So we got Knight of Wands. So you may be inclined to try to rush things or impulsively get through things very quickly with this Knight of Wands energy. You could be very impatient. So just be mindful of that and just try to have fun and stay in the energy of fun. Oh, this lighting. It really just annoys me. So yeah, so just be mindful of not trying to rush things, have fun, and just allow things to flow. I think if you just remind yourself of all of the parts that are enjoyable about it, you could just kind of get lost in it and not realize like 3 months has passed by. So just focus on the creativity and the action of it all, the stamina. And then we also have the Five of Cups. So there's something that you're disappointed about. Listen. The Three of Cups is knocked over, but you still have the Two of Cups behind you. So all is not lost. There has to be, there's yin and yang in all things. There's always the good and the bad and the bad and the good. So I feel like there's certain, when you start manifesting things have to undo before they can come together. So everything that's not in alignment with what you want has to get out of the way first. And a lot of the times we sit around and we pout about everything that has to take place first and foremost. We don't even realize that if we just turn around, we can grab the very thing that we wanted. It just requires us to sacrifice some things. So just be mindful of not trying to rush it and just be mindful of your perspective, but also honor your emotions. It's okay to feel sad about letting things go that aren't necessarily good for you because they were once a part of your reality, and moving forward, they no longer can be. So it's totally normal to have feelings of mourning or sadness. So honor those emotions, be honest with yourself about what you're feeling, and allow those emotions to move through you. Hell, you might be able to work through it really quickly with this Knight of Wands here, but also don't try to rush that process. So I think that's what this expectation card is about. It's just that energy of reflecting on these emotions and allowing these things to come up to the surface. And it can be kind of icky or uncomfortable, but it's necessary, and it's going to be cathartic or healing for you. Let's look at Knight of Wands a little closer. All right, we got 4 of Cups. So there could be some type of opportunity or offer coming your way. I feel like after you exhaust yourself and you're pouting about how things haven't gone your way or the disappointment, like kind of harping on what hasn't gone right or didn't go your way, didn't work out. Here comes this opportunity and you're reluctant to take it. So just be mindful, not trying to rush through things or scheme over the details and just like judge something too quickly. Because this is representing that there's a need for a new routine, something new, a change. You need something exciting to really get you going and invest your to get your heart into it. So, and it's also going to bring more balance into your life emotionally. So just be mindful of not trying to rush through things or overlook things too quickly, to be impulsive about the way you think, react, judge something or interpret something. So just keep that in mind. This is also a very contemplative. So you could be kind of like on the fence about accepting something, which is okay. Just make sure you're using discernment. And let's further clarify this 5 of Cups. So we got the Devil card and the 8 of Pentacles. Ooh, I feel like this is something that there could be an attachment or something that you'd been connected to for a very long time, but it maybe kept you stuck for a very long time too. So now you're having to do a lot of work to undo those things, to break those chains, and it's very tough. It feels like breaking up with your favorite trauma bond. But it's going to take a lot of hard work, dedication, a lot of time to get through it. This can represent any obsession, addiction, temptation, but things that you indulge in that don't really get you anywhere. They have power and control over you, and they consequently keep you stuck. So you're realizing maybe how you've contributed to maybe getting in your own way in some ways, and it's like it sucks to realize it, and there could be some feelings of sadness or disappointment in yourself and in another, in a situation, depression even, but you're working through it. You are making progress and you are working through it. So that's good. By the end of the week, we have message, okay? Message, this could be some important correspondence. You could be initiating this energy and getting a message within a week's time of the end of the week, or by the end of the week, something that previously had transpired from last week you could be getting notified or getting some type of information about it via email, text message, phone call, mail, something like that. So it does have a time frame of 7 days. Let me further look into this card just a little bit. Make sure I don't miss anything. It just represents communications of all kinds. It can be, it's a pleasant message or good news. Yeah, so phone calls, text messages, emails, documents. It can represent 7 days or 1 week. So maybe you're sending off some type of email and you'll hear back from someone in a week, or maybe you did so last week or something like that. It doesn't have to, this time frame doesn't have to apply to it, but it can in some way. Also, it says informal communication such as letters, text, notes, memos, phone calls, voice messages, and emails. It also just represents all kinds of information and correspondence, even newspapers or magazines. The message card encourages you to interact with others. A broken seal on the envelope suggests that this particular scene, the message is one that has been received. Nevertheless, the phone, pen, inkwell depicts a working desk from where messages can also be sent. So there could be a communication or correspondences going back and forth. So keep that in mind. Wrong deck. Let's clarify the message card, please. Thank you. So we got the 10 of Swords. Ooh, so this could be. Hold on. Somebody feels defeated or exhausted. This could represent slander, negative talk. It could be negative self-talk, negative belief. Something's ending though. It was hard. It was tough. It was difficult. Maybe you had you could have experienced a lot of betrayal, backstabbing, gaslighting, manipulation, like psychological manipulation, verbal attacks, things like that. You could be receiving an apology from someone who really did you bad a long time ago or quite some time ago. So I feel like it's something in the past. You could be receiving an apology or some type of offer from this person. They could be coming back around trying to make amends. So I feel like it's a pleasant message. Maybe it's somebody you just don't want to hear from necessarily. As you're working through these breaking these chains and working through these addictions this feels very much so like shadow work. Very much so like shadow work, like deep in some shadow work, working at it for some time, dedicated to it, having a routine, and really trying to work towards spiritual recognition. This Knight of Cups, though, it could feel like an offer, a truce. Somebody could be like waving the white flag, so to speak, trying to be charming, trying to be nice. They could be asking you out or offering something out of compassion. Let's further clarify these cards. Ten of Swords, please. All right, so we got the Queen. Ooh, okay. Queen of Wands reverse and the Ten of Swords reverse. But this one is the everything is fine version. So I feel like now you're out of this situation. This person could be very jealous. They could be watching you move on. The Queen of Wands reverse is not it's not a favorable card. The Queen of Wands reverse it can be sneaky, manipulative. So maybe this person can just kind of like feel you breaking away, moving on from them. Maybe you're doing some cord cutting or something like that. And they could be trying to work their way back in, trying to weasel their way back into your life, trying to see if they can get over on you. It kind of feels very sneaky. I don't like it. But I feel like it's not going to necessarily work on you. I feel like you've done so much work that you're like, I'm good. I've been there. Like, nah. I do want to take a peek at just a few buzzwords for this card. This Queen of Wands reverse could be someone who just will do anything to get what they want. Very determined, willing to manipulate, scheme, plot. It can be very vengeful, having bad intentions, lacking virtue. It feels like a no holds bar. And then like this Ten of Wands reverse, it's like they've had time to recuperate. Like they've recovered from maybe a previously harmful or it literally says comeback endurance. That's what it feels like. It's like, all right, I got some bounce back to me. So now I'm about to come back and try to see if I can get you to fall for my bullshit again. And maybe some time has gone by, but then we have the Knight of Cups. So they could be asking you out, flirting with you, trying to butter you up, or be very charming, complimenting you, being very sweet. And then this, the Strength card is here. It's very bold, but it also just feels like it feels arrogant. It feels arrogant. It feels almost narcissistic. But also you could just be holding back. Like you could be responding to this with lots of strength, willpower, poise, tact, and really just kind of like holding back instead of like going off or blowing up or doing the most. You're just chilling. Like the beast is calm. It's because like you see everything very clearly. So it feels like very self-aware. So this person can't really get over on you. Show me more Knight of Cups. So we got Judgment and the Wheel of Fortune. So there could be an apology. There could be an opportunity for a second chance or reconciliation, or at least recognition of the thing, whatever took place, what that transformational situation or moment or circumstances where it was. It's an opportunity to recognize it. There's an awakening energy here. Then that brings psychological and spiritual growth. But this Wheel of Fortune card here lets me know that this is meant to happen. It's just like fate. There's endings associated with this. We got card 20 and card 10. So this Wheel of Fortune feels like lucky for you, you've had this recognition or this awakening. It feels right on time, this awakening, this understanding, this ability to unlock the veil and see past things, see through things, and just understand things differently, because Pluto is very psychological. Pluto rules psychology. So yeah, that brings you lots of luck and good fortune and discernment in this situation. So you can see through all of it. You don't have any problem understanding what is going on. This is kind of juicy. All right, let's get a creativity oracle card for some advice. Card for the collective, please. All right. We got 2 habits. This is the back of the card. Each of them have a different portrait, and unfortunately, my lighting is so extra. Can't really see them that well. Anyway, habits. Examine habits that may impede the pathways to your goals and encourage beneficial ones. So I feel like that's part of what's happening. And then like with this here, this 5 of Cups, it's like, oh man, I can't go play outside. I got to do this shadow work. And it's like, yeah, you do. Like it's like you sitting in the window watching everybody else enjoying life, or scrolling social media watching everybody's highlight reel, and you feel like you're missing out on something. But really, you accomplishing, you breaking some change, and you're doing some deep spiritual work and shadow work, and you're getting through it. So good for you. And then we have procrastination. Stop focusing on problems and excuses. Take a small step and do something constructive. So yeah, just starting small, taking it day by day, one thing at a time, and not overwhelming yourself, making yourself feel like you have to do everything or accomplish these great feats in such a short amount of time. There's more to these cards. This is also 6 and 7. So I love that. They're back to back. Habits. Said, look into your habits and those of any other person involved in your situation to see if you are dealing with habits that heal or habits that harm your goal. We all evolve habits to help us deal with daily life, especially with its challenges. Thinking of one's self as a creative person or as an artist is a good habit to cultivate. Habitually criticizing yourself and your work or others, habitually criticizing yourself and your work or others and their work is not what? And works against your best interest. That's a weird sentence for me. I'm just gonna leave it. This card can also be a reminder to look at your work habits, what is currently called your workflow, and see if you are using your best practices to bring your ideas into reality. It literally says that twice. There's some typos in here. I'm not tripping. Okay. And then procrastination. Stop focusing on all your problems and excuses. Take a small step and do something constructive. The antidote to procrastination is simply starting, doing something, anything. Taking one step forward taking one step forward that is in any way related to one's goal can get the ball rolling. This must be done knowing full well that you are warming up like an athlete, and this initial creative effort is almost definitely going to be modified, if not discarded entirely. These small steps practices make the procrastination disappear into a beautiful inner landscape of your creative imagination. So that could be part of what's happening at the beginning of the week, making plans, figuring out what things are going to change and how, making those small steps to do so. But just take it one day at a time. I'm going to also pull a self-care card to end this reading. Let me get a self-care card for the collective, please. But yeah, you probably noticing your own habits and picking up on other people's habits as well. Manipulation habits, tactics, noticing some patterns. Card for the collective, please. Make an altar. Love that. Especially if this mature woman card is about an ancestor. It's a very spiritual and feminine year. So connecting to your ancestors in general, especially female ancestors, is going to be good stuff. The mantra for this card is, I dedicate space for my sacred ritual practices. Yes. Yes. Yes, it is. An altar is a place to gather sacred objects and set intentions. Reflect, pray, and feel connected to your spirit and the universe, whether simple or elaborate, permanent or temporary, small or big, inside a home or outside in nature. It is a space honoring the people, places, things, and activities that enrich the soul. Tune in to what feels right for you. Do what needs to refresh your altar space and create a new one. You can create anything from a money altar to a fertility altar, but whatever direction you go in, begin with intention. Look inside yourself for clarity on what you want to focus on. Photos, crystals, candles, animal totems, and objects to represent the 5 elements: earth, air, water, fire, and ether are all perfect items to use. Intuitively select items that feel right and meaningful to you. Craft your altar to reflect on your own creative power and sacredness you bring to everyday life. Sit in front of it and focus on manifesting your intention. Remember that the altar itself does not hold the power of manifestation, but the energy within you as you interact with it does. The journal prompt for this card is, what do you feel that your altar is missing that you would like to add? Or if you don't have an altar, what is stopping you from creating one? So have a sacred place, a sacred space, a corner, a wall, part of a wall, something that you can dedicate to an altar space. That's a great way to start. You can put pictures of passed on loved ones. Again, something representing each element. Personal items, usually not necessarily personal items, but things that have a significant meaning to you or that remind you of your intention or your goals can be placed there. Candles. So yeah, I hope this reading was helpful for you. I hope it was insightful, and I hope it helps you get through this week. If you want to dig deeper into this spread with a personal reading, I am available. And you can check the links below to book a personal reading with me. Stick around and continue to watch your zodiac signs, and you can see general messages and exclusive posts and different types of readings on Patreon. So you can subscribe there. I'll be changing up the content soon and doing more astrology related stuff. So I hope you decide to join. And until next time, peace, love, and light. Bye.